Becky, have you ever had a tarot reading before?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? So I'll tell you a little bit about these cards. So these are called, obviously, tarot cards. They actually originally came from the Middle East as a game. It was like a game of bridge called Tarocchi, which is where the word tarot comes from.
Okay.
Then a chap bought in these pictures, large pictures, and called them trump cards, which is where we now get trump cards from. And then people started using them for psychic readings. So essentially each card has got a different image, and each one has different meanings. Now, some people get confused about tarot cards. So they think, for example, the devil is a negative card.
Yeah.
It may not be. So there are positive and negative connotations to each card, okay? So all I can do is tell you what the cards mean, and if you derive meaning from that, then great. If not, then it is what it is, okay? So you have something called the major and the minor arcana. We're going to use the major arcana here.
Right.
But we do have 3 cards from the minor arcana. So we have the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the King of Wands, which would be the Jack, Queen, King, respectively, in our deck of cards nowadays. And these are going to be used as like stoppers, markers. Right? So we'll give the cards a little cut first into 3 piles. And what's going to happen is I want you to take the cards and you're going to deal 1, 2, 3. So
straight off the top.
Straight off the top from here, and then the middle, and then the last one. Good.
3.
And then keep going and stop whenever you want.
Okay. Whenever it feels.
There?
Yeah.
So this is going to be our first marker card, which is going to stop us from dealing onto this pile now.
Right. Okay.
And now you're going to carry on with these 2, and then stop whenever you want. Good, that stops our marker card here. And now you're going to do it with the final one, so deal until you're happy and you want to stop. Brilliant. Good. So these are the ones that we didn't use.
Yeah.
I want you to just pick up this pile and place it on this pile for me. Perfect. And then place both of those on that one. Good. And now you're going to complete the whole thing by just cutting them and then completing the cut somewhere. So cut them in half.
In half.
Yep. And then complete the cut.
Again, this one.
So these ones on top. So all of those choices were yours. Okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Now, what you've done is you basically selected 3 cards. So the cards on top of your marker cards. So here we've got the Queen. Here we have got the Knight. So that would be the Jack. And here we have the King of Wands. Good.
Okay.
So I'll give you sort of a reading. These are the things that I would have picked up for you. Alright. So the first card that I would have given you is the Fool.
Alright.
Now, people think that the Fool is a negative card, and in some respects it is sort of negative because it shows naivety. And it shows sort of whimsicality, so you're sort of a free spirit, which is good. It's a great thing to have, but sometimes it's not so good. So when you see the Fool card, you'll see that behind him there are mountains, and he is reaching up and he has a white flower in one hand and he has a little dog down by his side. And it's supposed to, just show a free spirit, and it's supposed to be always going for the mountains, always chasing your dreams and stuff. But it does mean that sometimes maybe people take advantage of your good nature because you're sort of quite chilled out and stuff.
Yep.
But that leads me on to the second card that I would have given to you, which is the Sun. And the Sun is all about taking control of different situations and trying to see things from a different perspective. So looking down amongst everything. It's supposed to be being quite a ray of sunshine and being quite upbeat and happy, but you have to remember that the sun always sets. So whilst it always looks like it's bright and happy, there's this sort of darker undertone to everything.
Okay.
And then that would lead me on to, I think, probably strength with you. And this is the future, so this is where you're going to go to. And the idea with strength is that although, the Fool, you have this naivety, and maybe you're at this point now where you're starting to look down on things a little bit differently, it will inevitably lead you to being quite strong and being able to control your own future in your own way. But everything in the future is always determined by your past.
Yep.
So being that Fool, being that whimsical person that's taught you to now look differently and to look down on the world in a completely different way. And only because of that is how you're going to become strong. The problem there is sometimes you can become complacent. So don't ever become complacent. Make sure that you follow yourself, your own beliefs, your own strength, and that'll take you somewhere a bit more happy in future. Now, does that all make sense to you, first off? Good. Now we're going to see the actual cards that you picked. So we got strength. That was interesting. We've got the sun. And we've got the fool. Which is weird. But if one of those cards, I sort of just told you the meaning, if one of them was most true for you, if one of them meant more to you than the others, which one would it have been? Would it have been strength, the sun, or the fool?
Maybe the sun. Doing a lot of learning at the moment.
You can go for the sun if you want to go for the sun.
Yeah.
Now, I'll be entirely honest with you. I had a sort of prediction, a theory as to what you would do for yourself. I had a feeling that you might go for the sun. And so sure was I that on the back of the cards I actually wrote S-U-N, the sun.
Wow.
It's pretty mad.
That is mad.